Special Counselor Robert Mueller has indicted 13 Russian nationals and 3 Russian organizations with charges of conspiracy. What's really going on here, though? What is Robert Mueller calling conspiracy? What Robert Mueller is calling conspiracy is people from another country, Russia, or any other country, Russia in particular, using the World Wide Web to communicate their views on politics, on the American election. The assumption here is that, for many, is that they wanted to get Trump elected, which is interesting, because then that begs the question, why do they want to get Trump elected? Could it be that Hillary Clinton was involved in something that is against, global stability, against the basic idea of, collaboration between nations and things? That there's something, a reason, basically, a reason to oppose Hillary Clinton. That they might have a reason. But, long before any of these 13 Russian nationals were in the headlines or identified or anything, there was the allegation of Russian hackers, and that started with the DNC revelation. So we need to go back. We need to go back to this, DNC, the DNC emails, because that will show that's really what this is about. It's a kind of there's a retaliation here, And what did the WikiLeaks DNC email show? They showed that Podesta was working with the DNC, discussing with DNC members how to give Hillary Clinton an advantage, essentially rig the election against Bernie Sanders. Rig the DNC and Podesta rig the election against Bernie Sanders, and then they scapegoated the Russians for their involvement in showing that they rigged the election against Bernie Sanders. Now they're Bernie Sanders supporters that are buying into the xenophobia, which is confounding. Very confounding. So, what really is in these? What did these Russian hackers do? They went on the World Wide Web and they posted pictures of Bernie Sanders with muscles, and we can do a deep reading of how a coloring book pictures of Bernie Sanders with big muscles, like a hero, how that is a critique or a threat to Hillary Clinton. That would be pretty interesting. But I think what we need to get back to is why Mueller would want to distract from the DNC emails. You know, and for a lot of us who would have liked to see something other than Hillary Clinton elected, why would we see this as like, you know, they really, if these Russian trolls were really involved in whistleblowing and revealing what the DNC was doing, then they were really doing us a service, you know, and they should be awarded a Nobel Prize, you know, a Nobel Prize. But before we can like grant them a Nobel Prize, I think we need to really examine why the DNC, Hillary Clinton, and Mueller want to scapegoat these Russians, and why they didn't want Bernie Sanders elected.